dice for spots here, and now I wiped off the friendliness level. That is not how that should work. This one here. And I'm wiping everything off. Wow, wonderful. That is the greatest showcase you could give Sir Thecos. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and today I'm gonna bring you the Fox experiment, my playthrough and review. This is a video I have been wanting to do for almost a year now, but I have never really come around to it due to several different reasons, but today I'm finally bringing you the game. This was designed by Jeff Fraser, but also Elizabeth Hargrave. And you know, she's the designer of Wingspan, my most favorite game ever. So I was of course very excited to try this out. Whether or not I liked it, I will tell you later after doing my playthrough, after I've set it up. But first, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. Ah yeah, very, very good. Alright, so before we talk about the game, let me just quickly set it up. Alright, and that is pretty much the setup of the game. So you see, it's quite a bit to set up here actually. Let me just kind of guide you through what you see here, and then we can actually start explaining the game and playing. So here in the top left we have the game board. This is where we have the patrons. I will get to that like a lot later, most likely. We have study and tech cards. I think they're called science cards. I'm not quite sure. You can also get those later. Up here is like the turn order and like some rewards you can get, because we also always place one gear token during our turn up there to gain rewards and set up the player order for next time. That's what you see up here, and also here you see like the ranking for the friendliness award. I will get to all of that a little bit later in the rules. Here on the top right, we see the foxes that we can choose as parents this turn to get like children, right? Here in the bottom right, I've set up everything for the AI for our opponent that we were playing against. And here in the bottom left, we have like our thing. We have like here our board where we can like enhance our abilities. We have here our fox deck that we will be able to manipulate with our marker here. Let me just put the marker down here. And also we have like all the foxes, the gear icon, our study card here, everything we need for our game. So that is the setup. So I suggest we just get started playing the game, and I will explain the game as we go, because there are quite a lot of like different mechanisms and a lot of moving parts here, and to explain all of them before, I think that wouldn't be too helpful for you. So I will just start playing, and then I will just see that I explain everything as I play. So we are starting our first round. The first phase is always the selection phase. There actually is a player aid here that like leads you through the phases here, and also like a few more infos at the back. I just have this off screen just so that in case I miss something I can just glance on there just to make sure, because this game does have quite a few moving parts. During our turn we will do three things. We will choose a female parent, we will choose a male parent, and also we will put our gear icon here on the turn order track to get rewards and set up like the turn order for the next round. We have the first player token. That means we are first this round, and we can do one of these things. After we have gone, then the AI goes, then we go again, then the AI goes, and so on until everyone has gone 3 times. Yes, the AI does pretty much like simulate a player and also does things. It just gets more stuff. But that's also because the AI is actually getting points for a different mechanism. Our study card here gives us like a sense of what we are trying to achieve here. We have like the tail, the ears, the bark, and spots at the very bottom. These are like the 4 traits, right? And the more the these like represent like the friendliness towards humans, right? At the very top we have tails, at the bottom we have spots, and these are the ones that you can see that are marked here, right? So these are what we are looking for, the purple and the pink traits, especially the purple one, the tails. These are very important. So what I will do now, I will now check the foxes here, and I will try to get like these dice that are marked here, right? So purple mainly, and also pink. And we see like here we have 2 purple, here we would have 2 pink. So these 2 purples here wouldn't be too bad, right? We need a lot of purples, right? So what I would do, I would just choose Nadia here. So let's just take Nadia. and put her down here. Alright, that was already our turn. And now our solo opponent goes. So what we do is just very simple. We just flip over that top card. And these now tell us different things here. And they will actually take twice the amount of things we take. They will take 2 female parents, 2 male parents, and also 2 spots on the turn order track. So that's a very important mechanism. And to determine what they do, we look at 2 things. We look at these cards that we have just turned over, and also we take a look at their study card. It's a little bit far away, but the trait that is marked as a 1 that they want the most is spots, right? And they're taking now a female and a male parent. This is what this card is saying, right? 1 female, 1 male. That means we look at the females. And we definitely want pink the most. Second most, we have ears, which is a gray dye. But we do have 1 fox, Vera, 1 female fox with 2 pink dice. That's exactly what the AI opponent wants. So we're going to take this and put it right here. And let's put them to the left as well. And then we're going to look for the male parent as well. Same thing. We're going to look here for these things here. So we have only 1 spot, 1 spot, 1 spot. So only 1 of each. So there's a tie. But then we take a look at the second most wanted trait, which is the ears, the gray one, which is over there, right? So then we would take this one as well, Jules Bar. Alright, that was the first turn of the opponent. Now it's our turn again. So now we can still take a male fox or a spot on the turn order track. Male fox, I just take whatever I want, right? If I would take a spot on the turn order track, I would take my gear icon and then put it anywhere on these 4 spots. The first one would not give me a bonus, but I would go first next round, right? So I could just guarantee that I would go first. If I put it here, there, here or there on the second or third one, then I would just get the reward. So for example, I would get this reward here and be like there on the turn order track. If the AI goes on the first spot at some point, then we would be second next round. Same thing here. And here also we would get that bonus, but also we would get a little token here that would help us get traits later on, right? But we would be last for sure. So that's also one thing we can do, but I don't really care about that too much yet. I rather want to check for foxes. And we see we have 1 purple here with a pink one. We also have more dice here, right? That's also not bad, but that's not, we're not looking for these gray dice for ears at all. We're just looking for that. So I will take Leo. So let's take Leo as the second parent. And now it's the AI's turn again. So we turn over that card here again. And now we see 1 male parent and also one part of the 1 spot on the turn order track. So let's start with the male parent first. So we are still looking for pink and then a little bit of brown. So we have 1 pink here and 2 brown over there. But pink is the dominant one. So the AI would take Sabavni as the second male parent. And then also a spot on the turn order track. And for the turn order track, we take a fox. For the second time the AI goes to the turn order track, we will actually take the gear icon, right? But for now, we will just take a fox. And then we will go from the right, because the arrow is pointing in this direction, right? So we will go to this direction on the first empty spot, which is this one here. This one's only for 2 or 4 players, right? This is for 1 and 3 players. So we'll go over here. The AI will not gain these rewards here. So I will just discard that here. I will not get the rewards, but it will just block us, right? So these were the 2 moves by the AI. Now it's our turn. We have our parents, so all we need to do is now claim a spot on the turn order track. If the AI gets an arrow to the right next round, then they will go over here. But what do I want? Well, there's several things that I could do. First of all, this reward here would give us a trait token for barking, right? These don't really help us like with our foxes here, but if we have like 2 or 3 of the same, or later on 5 of the same trait token, there's like 1 for each of the different traits, as you can see here, then we can like exchange these, and then we can like level up our things here. So we can like have more foxes to breed, we can have more of these study cards, which is important. We can have more dice, because we do have a die that we always start with, right? We can see that here, all of that we have. And later on, we can also like do these patron things here, right? I will get to that like a lot later. So that's why these trade tokens aren't too bad. But I will not get any bark trade tokens most likely, because that's not what I'm going for here. So I think this will not help us this round. So we'll leave that. This token here will just help us complete dice later on. I will get to that later when we actually breed. That's not too bad to have, actually. And going first is good, but I don't think I really need it. So what I will do, I think I will actually claim this spot here. That means you will definitely not go first next round. But that means that I will now get one of these tokens, and these aren't too bad to have. I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. All right, now the AI goes again. Last time. So we turn over this card, and now the AI will take one more spot on the turn order track and also one female. Now we will take the gear icon. We go to the left again, and the first spot is over here, like this. Had we taken this one, then we would be first next round, but we aren't, so that's the way it is. And also take one more female fox. Let me just put that up here so we have a little bit more room here for these foxes. I think like that it should work. And female foxes, we are going for pink and also brown as the second one. So kukla it is. And that is then the end of the selection phase, because we have our male and female, our turn order, and the AI has 2 of each. 2 turn order, 2 female, and 2 males. So that that concludes the selection phase. Now we go to the breeding and research phases. So let's start with the breeding phase first. Also a small correction, something that I did actually do wrong. Let me just put these back. I think they were in these positions. The AI actually doesn't claim these. The AI just puts like foxes on them, right? I think they were in this order. If not, I'm gonna do it correct next time. Just a small correction here, because we need the room here for something else, but we are just gonna look at them like the AI just claims them like this and leaves them lying there. I think they're still in the same, like roughly in the same positions as they were before. I think that is fine. And now in the breeding phase, we always resolve the AI first. Although we are first, still the AI will resolve first. So we turn over one of their pups here, right, that we want to breed. And then we will take a look at the 2 leftmost foxes the AI claimed for each of the genders. And now for each die that is showing on them, we will mark off 1 box here. So we see we have 1 bark die showing, so we just mark an X in here. Then you also see we have 3 spot dice showing, and what we will do is then, like the in the squares, we always put an X, and in the circles always a dot, right? And we do it like this, 3 marks, right? Because we have 3 dice here. And also for the ears, we have 1 die, so that is 1 mark right here. So you see, this is the marks that we have. Then we take a look at the study card of the opponent, and we see like there's like one of these special tokens here, right? And that means for each token they have here, they can have up to 2, and we mark one of their most favorite traits as well. So the most favorite traits here is spots, so we will mark 1 more here. So there will actually be 4 marks here now, which is quite a lot. And now we count up all the marks that we made. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the fox has a friendliness, Nephis friendliness towards humans of 6. We will put that in here, and also we will give the fox a name, and I will give the fox the name Ryan. I have an idea how to name all the foxes in the game today, and if you can find out the theme of the foxes, of the names that I'm giving all the foxes, then let me know in the comments. Maybe you can figure that out. That would be really cool to see. And now what the AI does after having bred Ryan, now the AI will go for that pup to the research phase immediately and do that. So we take a look at the study card, and we take a look at the first level here. And the first level, you see that we need 1 mark for the ears and 2 marks for spots. And, well, they have done it. 1 for ears and at least 2 for the spots. That means we take a fox and we mark the first level here. So that will give them 2 points at the end of the game. Also, because the first level has been completed, they get a second study card. So now they can even complete more. And you see here, oh, that is going to be dangerous for us, because this one is also ears and spots. So it's much easier to get all of that if they only go for these 2 traits. So that is going to be kind of tough for us, I think. And now the AI is going to make a second fox. So we're going to draw another card again. Oh, it's female this time. And now we're going to do the same thing again, but now we're going to look at the 2 rightmost foxes. So we have Kukla up there. So we have 1 ear, also 1 spots, and then down here Sabavni, we have 1 bark, another bark, and another spots. And because here of the study card, we will get an extra spots again, so we will also mark that one here. The friendliness level now is 6 again, and also we will give them a name, so I will just call her Elizabeth. Alright, there we go. And in a solo game, the AI can potentially move on each of their study cards, right? So that means now we will check for Elizabeth again, whether they have fulfilled like the next level of the study cards, and we can check both, right? So let's see. The first one here requires 1 ear and 3 spots. 1 ear, 3 spots. Elizabeth had done that. So we put that fox on the second level now. Oh, that's already 5 points for the AI. And then this one we check is 2 ears and 1 spot. Well, we didn't make that one. We only have 1 ear and 2 spots, so that one wasn't fulfilled, luckily. And that is the end of their breeding and research phase. So now let's move on to our turn. And we are going to do something similar. Let me just pull these up a little bit so we have more room here. And now we're also going to draw a card, the top card. We will be making a female right here. But instead of just marking these, just like we did for the AI, we will actually take these dice. And this is like our pool for this round, plus this one wild die, so to speak, that we have. And don't forget, we also have like this one token here that will also help us. So we take them and we give them a good roll. Also, by the way, I think what we can do is put like the player aid over there. There's some room here. Okay, so and now you see like we have like full shapes would be like here, for example, and also half shape. 2 half shapes, only 1 half shape. What we now do is now we take these and we puzzle them together in such a way that we get full shapes. For example, you see here, with this now, 2 half shapes would do 1 full shape, another full shape. That is good. And also we need to keep an eye on our card here, right? We want to have like 2 tails and 1 spots at least this time. So we would have 2 for the tails here and 1 half spot, but this one is a wild one, right? So we can like put that to any die that we want to, right? So it makes sense to do it maybe like this. I hope you can see it well. Maybe let me put them down here so you can see it better. So and with this way, we would now have 2 purples, 2 for the tails and 1 for the spots. And that's exactly what we need here for the first level of our study card. So that is not a bad thing. And all of these successes we now mark on the card here, right? So we would have 2 for the tail here, 1, 2, and 1 for the spots, just like that. Unlike the AI, we don't get any bonuses, so we just add up what we had here. That's 3 marks, so a friendliness level of 3. And we also get to name this pup again, of course. And I have a special name. We will call her Inca. So maybe you already know the theme I'm going with here. All right, very cool. And now we check our study, and as you already saw, right, we completed the first level of our study, so we can take a little marker and just mark that here on our study. And now we collect tokens for all of these circles that we filled in here. That's 1 circle for the tails. So I've shown you before, right, that we have all of these tokens here. I just keep them off screen, and we have like this token for the tail. So we can just keep that. And as I told you, right, if we have like 2, 3, or later on 5 of the same, we can like exchange them from left to right for specific benefits, right? But I will get to that later when we have enough. At the moment, we only have 1 token. That's not really worth talking about. And we would also unlock these upgrades now if we could, right? But we can't, so that's fine. Now we go to the administration phase. So first we clear the previous fox generation. That means like all the parents that we used for the fox generation are cleared. So we will put these tokens back here for the AI, and all of these will be put over here. Oops. Just like that. And then the pups become the new parents, the pups that we just made, right? So we go through different generations here. That means, we start with the AI first. The leftmost pup, which is Ryan, will go to the leftmost spot here. And the rightmost pup will go to the rightmost spot. And for our pup, we can just put him pretty much like anywhere. And I would just put them like kind of It doesn't really matter, I think. But I will just put them right there. Like this. And then we look at the friendliness rewards. Now we check whose pup had the highest friendliness. Ours only had Inca only had a friendliness level of 3, but Elizabeth and Ryan both a 6. That means the AI wins, so to speak. So we take one of the foxes and mark that here. That's another 2 points at the end of the game. We didn't tie, or we didn't get it. So, but as a little consolidation reward, we get another one of these tokens here. As a marker, and you can probably guess what we can do with them, right? We can spend them in order to like complete dice here, right? That is a very important thing to have later on. Okay, cool. And then we just fill the kennel here with new foxes from the parent deck here, like this, and also like that. Then we reset the turn order. That means we take all of that back. First is from left to right. The first player will now be the AI. So we will just switch these because I will go second now. This will go back to the AI. We will take this one back. And then we just refill the supply track here. And do it like that. That is it. And that now is one entire round of how you play the Fox experiment. We play through 5 generations, so 5 different rounds. You see that here with the readiness level, right, where we are. And at the end of the game, we see who has the most points. You get points mainly for your study levels here, but you can also get a few points for the patrons. I will get to those in a little bit. And also you can get points here for your upgrades, some of them. And also you get points here for your friendliness level. And I think that should be pretty much it for like how you receive points. And also, of course, you would have to remove these dice that we don't need anymore. Let me just put them aside here. All right, and with that, we can start a new round. So we will start at the selection phase again. So we do the same thing again for the AI, because now the AI will actually start. So the AI will now go through the same steps again as last round. Flip that over. First, we will they will now go here on the track to put a token down. We go from the left this time. We put a fox first in this leftmost spot here, so we can't go there anymore. And also we'll select a blue and we'll select a male fox. The things that are most important here. And the most important trait for the AI is still the spots, because yeah, here it would be the ears, but we always take a look at the first study card. So it's again spots. And we take a look here. Ryan has two marks for spots. It's only 2 because the circles were only for the tokens for us, right? The squares, these are actually the ones that determine which dice they have, right? So that's 2 dice for spots here, and now I wiped off the friendliness level. That is not how that should work. Oops, like that. Yeah, that's one thing that just happens with the game. Yeah, they will just of course take this one here. And I'm wiping everything off. Wow, wonderful. That is the greatest showcase you could give, Sir Thecos. That was already the AI's first turn. Of course, I made the mistake again, and they will just mark the fox instead of taking it. So, alright, now it's our turn. So what do we need? We need a lot of tails, right? 4 marks. We only have 1 up there. That's not a whole lot. We would have 1 down here as well. That doesn't look too good, actually. Right? That doesn't look great. Yeah, actually, if I look here, you see there and there, we could get like tail tokens. We already have 1. So we could take more. That would allow us to have more study cards or more dice, right? I think that would be a good idea. But then again, we don't need to hurry now, because the AI will only put 1 more token there, and there are 2 here with the purple token. So I think we're still fine. I think it will grab a fox first. And most importantly, we need purple. So I will take Inca, I think. Just because Inca gives us 1 for each, and that's good. Like 1 spots and 1 for the tails. Alright, it's the AI's turn again. We turn over the next card here. A male and a female. Alright. So, for the male fox, we are still looking for spots, but there are none. The second most important trait would be ears. So that would be Yevgeny. Put it right there. And for the female foxes, still looking at spots. We have 2 spots over here with Elizabeth. So this will be the one they would be taking. All right. Wonderful. Now it's our turn again. Yeah, I will take Aramis here. Just because we need like these tail dice, right? So let me take this one here. And then the AI would now have to turn the card over. But also I will shuffle like the discard pile here, because we also need an arrow, right? That's important. So let me just shuffle the deck here quickly, give them a cut. And the arrow would point to the left. All right, so we need another female fox. That, no spots here, but we would have 2 for the ears, so that is good enough. And also we go to the left. For blocking stuff. So we will go, over here and block that one. All right, now it's our last turn. We will now also reserve a spot up there. I will take this one here like this. So that means we get 1 tail token. Let me get one. So now we have 2. That is pretty nice, actually. And also we get one of these science cards here. And these can help us. This one says, after rolling a pup, mark +1 tail to this pup. That is not too bad. That could actually help us quite a bit. So that is not too bad. All right. That already was the selection phase. And now we can also unlock upgrades if we want to, right? And I might actually want to do that. I think I'm going to spend my 2 tail tokens here now in order to unlock something here. Oh, that was... So if I spend these 2 tokens, what I do, 1 token I will discard, and the other I will use to mark whatever I want to mark. And there's several things we can mark. So let me just pull this up here a little bit. So we could mark this one here. That means now then we can make 2 foxes instead of just 2. And instead of just 1. That would be fine. We just have more foxes, right? Here we could get more study cards, right? At the moment we only have 1, but we could have a second one. That wouldn't be too bad either. Or here we could get another die, which is also very, very helpful, right? And here we can get a patron. But I think I will go with another study card for now, because that way we have a little bit more freedom in how we use our foxes, right? So let me put that one on here, and then we can take a second study card. And here we have bark and spots. So now spots are becoming more important, also bark. So everything but ears. All right, that's good to know. Now we go to the breeding phase. We do the same thing as we did before. The AI always goes first there. So we draw a new pup. That is going to be a male pup. All right. And then we take a look at the two leftmost parents here. So that is 2 marks for the ears. And then here, another mark for the ear, 1 for bark, and 2 for spots. And as you just saw, right, again here, I'm not counting all the marks, I'm just counting these squares, because these are the same as dice, right? The round things are only for friendliness and also for getting tokens for me. All right, then we also check here. We have 1 of these tokens here, so that means the AI gets another mark here for spots right here. So we're done with the leftmost fox. 3, 6, a friendliness level of 7. And we will need, that's a female again, so we will need another name for her. And I will actually call her Nikki. Okay, and then we also make a second one here. We look at the right ones here. So we have 1, 2 marks for the ears, 2 bark, and 3 spots. And also we get 1 extra spots here as usual. There's a friendliness level of 8 even. Wow. And another female. Wow, we're having a lot of female pups today. That is great. And I will call her Elise. That is like adjacent to the theme that I'm going with here. All right, so we are done with these. Oh, and then we also need to do, of course, the research phase. Sorry, forgot about that. So the research here for Nikki, we will just, let's see what they have reached here. So Nikki, 2 ears and 3 spots. They actually made it. So we go over here, and as soon as we have completed that study, what we do is we move that token over to the next one. we remove that study, shove that to the left, just because this study now is done, and that will score for the AI later on in the game. And then we also check here, same thing, 2 and 1. So Nikki has also completed this study here, and since that's the first one, we will draw a new one here. And now we have Elise. Elise is doing the same thing, checking here, hasn't reached this one here, but has reached this one here, right? So what we do is we also put another token right there, and also we draw another study. Let me just make a little bit of room here. All right, now, and it's our turn now. Now we will do the breeding. So let me just push Inca and Aramis up a little bit, like this. We will draw a card here, and then we will take our dice. So we get 2 purple and 1 pink one. That is not a whole lot, but let me just take these here. Plus, of course, we will get our wild die. So let me just roll all of that. Okay, so we get a lot of things here. What do we need? We need either 2 spots and 1 bark, or 4 tails and 1 spots. But that is probably something we could do, right? So we could do it like this here. So we would have 2 here and 2 here. And then I could also take these 2 tokens. I could also do it like this, doesn't really matter. These 2 tokens for a trait of my choice, like this, right? So that means I would have 2 purple, 2 pink, and 1 bark I could take. So this means I could at least finish this one here, because I can't finish this one here. Can I? Well, I could actually also finish this one. Because, let me do it like this. 1, 2, 3 purple, 4 purple, and 1 pink. And I can keep this one. That would actually work. Okay, that's not too bad. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 purple, and also 1 pink here. And that means with that, we would have gotten that research. But first, let me note the friendliness of 5. And only, it's again a female pup, so we need another name for her. And that will be Michaela. All right. So with our research, right, we have gotten that one here. So we will go over there. And now we can also collect our tokens. We will get 2 of these here, of the tails. So what you can do now, we can spend those now if we want to, which I will do. And then I would just unlock the next die, for example, right? And now we would clear the previous fox generation again, put the new pups into the kennel, and do the friendliness rewards, which would of course again go to the AI. We would take our token here, and then we would reset the turn order just at the end of the last turn. So this video would be really, really long if I played through the entire game, because we only played 2 or 5 rounds, right? This is not a game that is like really quick, except if you like hurry up a little bit more. I think I'm just taking my time too much. So this is why I will cut the playthrough here, just so that you have an idea of how to play the game, right? There is one more thing that I haven't shown you yet, and that is the patrons. What we can also do is later on, we can also unlock, like put a token here on these patrons, like this, right? And that means now then we can put one of our fox tokens to one of these patrons. And that does 2 things. First of all, we get the rewards over here. So for example, we will get 2 more tokens and 1 of these science cards here. But also we would be eligible to score this patron later on. So you would get 1 victory point for each red token that we have put here on our board, for example, right? But in order to be eligible to score for these, we need to put a fox there. The good thing in a solo game is the AI cannot do that, right? These are points that we can get, the AI doesn't get. Because at the moment, the AI has 10, 12, 14, 18 points. Do you know how many we have? We have 5. Right? So we are not doing well at all, right? So, of course, we need to like build up more things, right? But also each science card is also worth 1 victory point at the end, but still we don't have enough at all. So these can help us out a lot, right? We need those in a solo game for sure. And although this was just a demo playthrough, this is how you play the Fox Experiment. I think you have seen pretty much everything that you need to know how this game works. But how do I like the game? Well, let me tell you. The theme of the Fox Experiment is very interesting, though it's polarizing and not for everyone. because it does have a theme that is rooted in history and is not seen as positive by everyone. But one thing is certain, Elizabeth Hargrave knows how to make a game thematic, and it works very well here. There's even an extra rule that gives you penalties if you use two foxes from the same player, since they are technically part of the same family. Thematically, the game is very effective, whether or not you like the theme. The components and art are also really nice, especially the adorable artwork. Joe Shawcross did a great job here. Component-wise, the game is interesting, because although it's a board game, you also mark things on your fox cards, just like in a roll and write game. I'm not sure I've seen a combination like that before. Also take a look at these foxes. They all have like different, like some of them have different poses, right? This one is standing, this one is sitting, and then also we have a lying one over here. Or like a howling one over here. So that is, do foxes howl? I don't know. But that is pretty cool actually. I like this attention to detail. But what about the gameplay? This is where I'm a bit conflicted, unfortunately. Let's start with the general gameplay. It is quite streamlined and straightforward, which isn't a bad thing. This makes it quite approachable for a lot of players, including those who are new to the hobby. However, I wouldn't call the game a gateway game because, while it is straightforward in theory, it has a lot of administration and is more clunky than it should be. This means that it's not particularly elegant, as the effort to learn and understand the game is too high compared to the depth you get in the end. The obvious comparison here is Wingspan. Although the gameplay of both games is different, Wingspan is also by Elizabeth Hargrave and has a similar level of complexity. However, Wingspan is a lot more elegant and thus easier to teach and play. Unfortunately, this did not work as well for the Fox experiment in my opinion. This lack of elegance is not helped by the fact that you need to manage the administration for an AI, not only in a solo game, but listen to me, also in a two-player game. Handling the AI is not a small feat, there is quite a bit to keep in mind and do. So essentially this is a game for 3 players and up, because I think the solo and two-player games are not the best modes for this game. If I ever want to play a game solo or at a 2-player count, I think I would never get this to the table, because there are so many better options for that. And this is disappointing, because the theme and the concept of the game are really unique and interesting. And also creating these pups is fun, it is pretty cool. But for me personally, the gameplay doesn't work in the long run. If I'm looking for a game with similar complexity or an animal theme, there are numerous alternatives I could choose from. The Fox Experiment is not a bad game, and it can be quite fun at times, but it could have been a lot better. I have to admit that I didn't find it as fun as I would have liked. But as with all things in life, this is just my opinion. Your mileage may vary. I hope my video helped you estimate whether or not you might enjoy this game. Well, that concludes my review of the Fox Experiment. I hope you find the video enjoyable. As always, I'm immensely grateful for your support, especially to my Patreon supporters, with a special shout out to Thecos and Ryan Hall for their generous contributions. Your support means the world to me. If you enjoy my content, you can support me by watching, liking and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video or on my Discord server. Take care everyone, stay safe and cheers!